Good morning. Here I am on my way to work. Notice anything unusual? It's not raining. Unbelievable. It's not raining, and not only that, it's not predicted to rain at all until tonight, which means I can finally get back to Project Jeremy. Project Jeremy, part 2. Or is it 3? I don't know. Now, Project Jeremy needs the rear arms doing, which means having the back end jacked up high and the car immobilized until the job's done, basically. And I just need to decide how I'm going to go about it. Now, I've been waiting on a promise of a dry day, and that's what we have today. But it still depends on me getting the whole job done complete today, or somehow just bringing it in here and doing it. I've got the space now at least, but have I got the length? Well, I have just about. But have I got the height? And I think I have just about. Rightio, I think that is the compromise. So we've got room to get in and out of here without blocking the gates. Right, let's get started. The job is to fit these two rear suspension arms onto Project Jeremy, the Rover 75. Having had a slight detour of attention by having to go out and marshal some traffic because an Arctic got stuck there, I'm on with the job. Yes, I am. I'm on with it. So now we can see just how bad these lower arms actually are. And from there it doesn't look too bad. It just looks a bit crusty. When you look underneath, you can see there's a nice big rusty hole there. Now the other thing that's clear is I haven't got this jacked up high enough. Some blocks up to the towing hook, up to the hook. But I think this wants to go up another 6 inches or so, so I'm going to. That's not gone well at all. That's a rather unexpected surprise I've just had there. Just lowered the jack down onto the axle stands, onto the jacking points. It's just as well I had that wheel there, because that's just gone straight through the jacking point. Look at that. It's rotten. Wheels are back on for the moment. That's quite a setback. That'd be quite a good setback actually though, because had I have just taken the trolley jack off the back of there and started climbing underneath there because it was high enough to do the job, I'd have been squashed. So for the day, Jeremy's going to come back off the jack there and go back round the corner until I can get that jacking point sorted out and see how bad the rest of the steel actually is under there, because if it's completely short, unfortunately it's kind of borderline whether it's worthwhile doing or not. With the other bits it needs doing, and I think it needs some drop links and a couple of other bits like that, so let's have a look. What is also a concern here is that that rot is quite extensive and it wasn't picked up on its previous MOT or the pre-MOT check, which is where the lower arms were discovered to be rotten, so that it, wasn't spotted then. And it just shows just how quickly something can rot when it gets going. Right, time to turn my attention back to Project Barry. Lovely Barry. Do you know, I'm just getting really fond of this little car. There's so many quirky things about it. Just the fact that it's the absolute cooking model. I can't even open the door unless I unlock it from the inside. These skinny little wheels, they're just hilariously skinny. Look at that. I just kind of want to keep it, but it's got to go for sale. Wind down windows, no wooden veneer anywhere. Now, some of you people watching this will have dealt with me personally in the past, probably in the future. But this car has come from a friend of mine called Toyo, and some of you may have dealt with this man on a personal level. He's a real fan of the R8, and that's how I ended up with this car, because he saved it essentially and I fixed it, and we have a deal together where either I sell it and we both gain something out of it, or I keep it and I basically pay him for the car, and I'm not sure what to do. My car, Nigel, you all know I really love Nigel. It just makes me very, very happy. But for some reason I'm feeling kind of similar to this, in a rather different way though. Kind of looking at it like a 7-year-old child may look at a kitten, or a 7-year-old psychopath might look at a set of knives, and it's drawing me in. I just want to go and drive it. I think I'm going to use it next month, but I will put it up for sale. So today, the rest of the day, after I've been to Aldi to buy some dinner, I'm going to clean this up and make it look absolutely sparkling. I'm just off for a drive to Aldi, which may seem unbelievably lazy because it's about 300 meters away, but I don't know how many things I'm going to get because I am very, very hungry indeed. And obviously I've got to take Nigel because that's the car that has all the relevant insurance and tax and stuff, and I couldn't find the keys. I just spent ages looking for the keys, and I've done that unbelievably stupid thing that I try not to do. Unbelievable. Leaving the keys in the ignition. One of those things I try never to do, especially as I've wandered off everywhere else doing all sorts of jobs this morning. But worse than that, I left the window closed. A very short trip to Aldi, and you'll see exactly how short it is, because I'm sure I can just have a conversation on the way without really needing to stop particularly. Yeah, so back to being lazy. I spend all day walking up and down the yard, so I don't see why I can't give myself a lift to the shop when I'm going to carry things to carry. If I go from one end of the yard to the other, carrying like I did yesterday, that subframe, I can just pick it up and stick it over my shoulder, didn't I? No, I use my trolley. And I use my box to make the job a bit easier. If I was just going on to Aldi now, buy myself a carton of milk, I would feel very, very embarrassed to be driving there. And the fact I'm talking about it now just shows how embarrassed I am to be driving to Aldi, but it is just here. And now I'll have to stop so far, but I kind of suggest that I could have walked here at the same time. But on the way back is where it makes all the difference, because I may as well stock up on a few dinner items. There's nothing that great about having to stop what you're doing to go off searching for something to eat. But I'm not really in Aldi's car park, I'm just circling the thing, looking for a space near the end. What's that? Shopping! Dinner time! Do you want to see what I've got? Custard creams, of course, and noodles. Aldi noodles are good, so I've got 3 of those, and some cheesy bean pasties, and some cheese and onion pasties, and a traditional pasty, and another traditional pasty, and some long life milk, and some pork pies. And of course, pork pies without mustard, no good. Later on, I have some cheapo Aldi beers, and finally some more pasties. So that's a box of shopping, and that's why I go into such an effort to explain why I took the car, because I have to carry all of that lot instead of just going and doing it and not mentioning it. If I'm going to have a fridge at work, it may as well be stocked up with things that I use at work and things that obviously I'm not going to use at work. Back to Project Barry, just had a quick wash over. That's all it really needed. Paint's really lovely and smooth, so there's not really any need for doing much else with it besides drying it off. Yeah, it's really coming up nicely, this. It's going to come up looking like a new car, I think, within 20 minutes or so. Right, I've just finished vacuuming it as well. So let's have some nice shots without me ruining it by talking. Don't want to ruin the driver's carpet, so put a bit of this down in the footwell. Still don't want to get my feet inside. That's a really lovely smooth engine, that is. That's nice as well. I've only just started it up and already lots of lovely heat coming through the vents. Ah, look at that. Unfortunately the clock doesn't work. Yes, very pleased with that. So there it is, back in the shed where it belongs. Something just right about an R8 parked in a garage like this. It looks like it belongs there. They always look like they belong there. But ever since I've had this lock-up, most of the time there's been one parked in here because I don't want to leave it outside. Well, that's today over and done with, and what can I say to round it up? Other than I'm quite happy, really, I suppose, being as the day started off going so wrong. Getting Barry the R8 cleaned up, took some pictures of it, stuck it on the grip. Lots of people like it, as they should do too. Went to do some shopping for food, got lots of food, found some beer as well as buying some. And the biggest bonus of all was not getting squashed by that Rover 75. That would have been quite painful. So, until tomorrow, good day!